If you're thinking of falling for an Aries, you'd better come prepared. There's no halfway with them, no slow burn. Aries energy arrives like a match, strike quick, hot, and undeniable. And if you're not ready to keep pace, you'll get scorched before you even realize what's happening. It's not just that Aries falls in love fast, they ignite love. Like the snap of flint against stone, they set emotional sparks flying. And if the chemistry is right, it turns into a wildfire before you've even had time to catch your breath. And if you've ever dated someone born under this first fire sign, you already know exactly what that means. Let us know your date of birth and zodiac sign in the comments. Because the chemistry between two people isn't just about the sun sign. And you might be surprised where your spark lies. What makes Aries so magnetizing in romance is their need for momentum. The chase is more than just a game to them, it's a proof of will, a test of desire. They don't just want to be wanted, they want to earn it, fight for it, win it. That doesn't mean they're only interested in the beginning, but if you don't give them something to reach for, to conquer, their interest could fade as fast as it flared. They crave that intoxicating rush of pursuit, the electric moment when they lock eyes with possibility and decide, right then, that they must have it. And when they speak their mind, and they will speak their mind, it's not to stir drama, but because Aries simply doesn't believe in hiding their fire. Their opinions are unapologetically raw, blazing through any filter, not out of rudeness, but because they see no point in pretending. They respect directness, even when it cuts deep. Aries is ruled by Mars, the planet of war and action. So naturally, they want control, they want direction, and in relationships, they want to lead. If you find yourself with an Aries who's calling the shots, it's not personal, it's instinct. They move first, speak first, act first. They charge into love like a ram crashing through a locked door, not to break, but to enter fully. And when love hits, it hits hard and fast. You'll never wonder where you stand with them, they already know what they want. And if it's you, you'll feel it in every word, every move, every glance. But that same intensity has a flip side. Aries has no patience for emotional complexity that feels like a maze. They believe love should be simple, direct, passionate. If you're spinning circles, over-explaining, or dragging your feet, they're gone. Before we go further, take a moment to subscribe to Horns of Aries. We're here to ignite your understanding of astrological dynamics, and if this is hitting home, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Back to Aries in love. If they feel like they're hitting a wall, if they sense resistance, or worse, indifference, they'll start pulling back fast. Aries doesn't chase endlessly, they pursue with purpose. If they feel that the energy isn't being returned in kind, they'd rather move on than linger in emotional limbo. You'll see it in their impatience, in their frustration, in the way they stop asking and start acting. For Aries, action always trumps words. You can talk all day about your dreams, your feelings, your intentions, but unless you're doing something about it, they'll lose interest quickly. And don't underestimate how much they crave adventure. Aries needs stimulation, not just sexually or emotionally, but existentially. They want movement, change, momentum. If your energy feels stagnant, if you're always on the couch and never in the moment, they won't feel held, they'll feel trapped. Their flame needs oxygen, not suffocation. They live for the next bold leap, the thrill of stepping into the unknown with confidence and curiosity. If you represent monotony, they'll start scanning the horizon for the next burst of excitement. Hit that like button if you've ever dated someone who fit this fiery blueprint. Whether it ended in fireworks or in ashes, you know it was never boring, and that's exactly what Aries refuses to be. Now, there's something deeper than just the sun sign. If you want to truly understand how an Aries operates in love, you must look at the element of their moon sign. That's where the emotional core lives, the inner world they don't always show. And depending on what element that moon is in, fire, air, earth, or water, the Aries you're dealing with could express very differently. Let's say their moon is also in fire, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Now you've got a double blaze. These Aries are high voltage. They know what they want, and they're used to getting it. They give generously, love fiercely, and if things go wrong, they'll burn out just as fast. There's little subtlety here. They're expressive, demanding, passionate, and completely unwilling to settle. If they feel unseen or unappreciated, they won't wait around for apologies. They'll explode and then walk away like a flame that's spent itself. But if the moon is in an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Or Aquarius, it's a different story. This cools the impulsive flames slightly. Air moon's intellectual. Eyes emotion. They think before they feel. You might find them asking more questions about compatibility, trying to analyze if this really works, even if their Aries sun wants to dive right in. This combination can be tricky. They want fast answers, but also crave mental clarity. They might seem inconsistent at times, or hesitant to commit, but it's not detachment, it's discernment. They're evaluating every angle, and if you pass their internal checklist, they can be surprisingly loyal. Then we have Aries with an Earth, Moon, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Now we're in grounded territory. The typical Aries spark doesn't disappear, but it's channeled into more tangible concerns: security, structure, consistency. These Aries may move a little slower emotionally, but once they decide on you, they're in for the long haul. They'll argue stubbornly, hold their ground, and won't back down easily, but when they do, that door usually stays closed. Still, this Earth energy gives Aries something precious: the potential for stability. Long-term commitment is far more likely with this combo, especially if their partner respects their need for both autonomy and dependability. Finally, Aries with a water, moon, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. This is fire and ocean colliding. When it's good, it's deeply emotional, nurturing, and even poetic. They can be affectionate, intuitive, and emotionally open, but when conflict arises, expect waves. These Aries might not always understand their own emotional depths, but they feel everything with force. The good news is that same water energy helps them step outside of themselves, creating space for emotional attunement. The bad news: emotional drama can erupt quickly and sometimes destructively, but even in those moments, they stay alive in the relationship. They don't go numb, they go deep. And this is where compatibility gets real, because it's not just about Aries being fire, it's about which kind of fire and how that fire is shaped by the moon. You might share a sun sign with someone and still speak completely different emotional languages. So take a look at your own chart. Know your sun, know your moon, then look at theirs. Do your elements harmonize or clash? Are you speaking the same inner language, or are you constantly trying to translate each other? Even when the attraction is electric, communication is the anchor, not surface-level talk, but real understanding of how the other person processes love, security, and emotion. If you can't hear each other's emotional vocabulary, you'll keep colliding instead of connecting. But when you can understand their rhythm, whether that's fast and bold, slow and steady, or ever-shifting, you can actually dance with it. That's where the magic is. That's where do people stop surviving a relationship and start thriving inside one. So if you're already with an Aries or thinking about diving in, remember this: passion is only the beginning. The real test is whether your fires burn in sync or whether one person ends up burned out while the other keeps blazing forward. Hit like if you've ever felt that kind of cosmic pull and the burn that sometimes follows. And don't forget to subscribe to Horns of Aries for more bold truths about love, astrology, and everything that lights us up.